Hello everyone, welcome back to Of Bricks and Dragons. Today we're going to do a second episode um, on our building here that we started last week. So, um, this is a second. This is what would be your second and consequential floors here that we have today. I just kind of put a couple figures out. When I dragged this out, unfortunately, one of the things I noticed after dragging it out is this thing just does not want to sit flat. Um, so now that's kind of spurred me on to thinking about maybe trying to, instead of doing a big map like this all at once, maybe making a small map. So what I did is, this is just simply done in sugars. I'm trying to think of the name of the program. Anyways, this is just being done through Windows Excel. That I believe that's what it is, Excel. So all I did is I just, simple lines, just highlighted these so that way I can cut these right here or whatever. These are 1-inch squares. This goes a little bit beyond. That may or may not work. Something to do. Maybe what I could do in the future is maybe just color on the inside here. It doesn't take up all that much room, just to say it's a wall. I could use these instead of, these are a little bit bigger than 1 inch. As we can see, I think I printed them a little bit bigger, but when I was trying to get all this done, the program that I had, if I remember correctly, was a little off, so I was trying to print it as best as I could. So that's some of the issues I was kind of running into with that. So what I might end up doing is just kind of recreating this in Paint or in Excel or something like that, and just kind of saying, hey, let me come up with some basic rooms that I can put in here. As long as I have the general design, I can always just kind of throw things in. And like I've said before, when I'm doing stuff, when I make stuff, because it's my own ideas and all that, I change things up from time to time. And really the biggest reasons why I like to do that comes down to just the idea of, if I have my group of guys running through it, and if we run through it again, because I've lost character sheets or I've done something else, I don't want them to have the same exact copy paste adventure. I want to change it up. What's kind of going through their minds, because sometimes they're like, hey, let's try doing this instead or whatever. So I will change things up a little bit here and a little there, just to keep them on their toes. So that's the big reasoning that I do that. One of the things that I'm looking at this, and just keep in mind here, I printed this off. I don't think we actually use this in a role-playing game, and then of course I roll it up and it's been sitting there for quite a while. One of the bigger things that I find that really helps, and I'm going to do it here, so we're going to do this as, this is room number 1, number 2, number 3, and this is where I was kind of fighting a little bit when we were doing our main floor. Okay, so we could leave this open, or this was meant to have like cubicles in here and all that stuff, so we could still do cubicles. And I'm going to do this as 5 and 6. So if I need to, I can have one elevator different from another elevator. And obviously it looks like there were things off there that I didn't get printed off because I have no idea. So as we go through this, we just kind of do the best we can. So we want 7, as my pen is having issues. 8, 9, and 10. And of course, right underneath here, I don't know how well you guys see this, we have an executive office right underneath the camera, and that's going to be room 11. I'm going to just leave this without a number because that's our main area here. Okay. So to mimic the bottom floor, we don't have any rooms right here. This is all just kind of notched out here for whatever the reason. We do have what looks to be glass windows going into the offices on both sides here. So you know, you think of a lot of the corporate offices, there's all the glass windows there and everything else, and probably some blinds or something, but it just is what it is. Okay, so I got to kind of watch the time because unfortunately my wife and my daughters have to take off here, and I need to make sure I'm out of their way. I'm currently blocking them in here. So we're just going to kind of run through, and hopefully we can get a couple different rooms knocked out. You know, if we go up to 3 floors, that should be pretty good. If you want to keep going and just add to it, wonderful. Okay, so now if you don't remember, this was our atomic bubblegum. Let me see here as I kind of track back in my paperwork here. All right, so we have atomic bubblegum. Nope. That was a list for doing some Star Trek stuff. And of course, I'm using this when we're, yep, okay. So we have Atomic Bubblegum Company. So we have our entrance and offices and all that stuff. And we have on here, I have what, 3 pages worth. So we're going to do 2nd floor. Oops. All right. Now, because we have this numbered, we're coming up through 9. So I'm going to start off with 9 here. No, I'll start off with 1. We're going to go around, but 9 is where we kind of came up. So I'll keep this in mind here. All right, so starting off in 1 here. You know, so we have a bubblegum company. This is the 2nd floor, so maybe this is going to be our research floor. We're going to call this our research floor. I've been kind of having fun with ideas here. Research. And if you can see this, and you can see I'm terrible at spelling things. Thank God for spell check. So when I write all this stuff out, it's me seeing my notes. You guys get to see the silliness that goes on in my head, and all the errors I make when I write this stuff down. So remember, we had the one gentleman on the 1st floor, and he had ideas. So with the ideas and everything else, they're going to try different bubble gums or something else like that. And kind of keeping in with the flavor of Fallout, we're going to have some really bad failures here. So what we're going to do is we're going to have an Office 1, and they're going to try, we're going to find, okay, so kind of backing up here just a tad. There are 3 things that I was really trying to say before. We want to describe what we can see. Now some of this we're just going to talk through. I'm not going to write it down. So what do you see? What do you smell? Because sometimes if you add in, like, your characters just smell something really bad or something else. What do you hear? So if you know, you get into an area and you hear something kind of like dragging on the floor, or if it's just eerily really quiet, you know, you get into the woods, and instead of hearing all the birds and the animals kind of climbing around on trees or jumping around or birds singing or whatever, it's just dead quiet. Like something just does not seem right. Almost like somebody put headphones on you and you can't hear anything. Kind of like that. So we have those things going on here. So office number 1, we're going to have a failed experiment. And in there we're going to have a skeleton. The computer. We were trying out a peach flavor. Okay, and unfortunately, what we're going to find out is the atomic bubblegum in the peach flavor, for whatever they did, um, patient died. From asphyxiation. Um, if I can read my own writing later on. Okay, so essentially, he was chewing the gum. He went to swallow, or something happened when he was chewing. It just gummed everything up. Something with that they were trying with some chemicals or whatever. Um, uh, Test is scrapped. All right. My pen wants to keep writing for me. It seems like it's having a problem here. Okay, so the test is going to get scrapped, but we have a dead body in here. They're chewing on it. Yeah, it's just not good. Something funny to throw in here in a way. I mean, it's not funny, but it's kind of funny. They're trying out bubble gum, but somehow we have a company that's making bubble gum, and they're killing people in their trials. You know, in a dark humor way, it is kind of funny. It is very tragic and all that. But we'll continue on here. So we're gonna do room 2. So in office number 2, we're gonna have let's see, grape, um, grape gum, stockpile. All right, and the grape gum, kind of think of like the Mentats and all the other stuff. Um, just trying to think of something funny and silly that it doesn't affect the characters. But the only thing I could think of is gushing grape. So, what do you do for gushing grape? Um, Grape gum. Um, Cures dry mouth. We'll just say cures dry mouth. I mean, essentially, they're just cures dry mouth. Like I said, the only thing I can think of is because of like a gushing grape or something like that. So just just having fun with it. I mean, if you wanted to take that and give someone something else, just going with that gushing grape. I don't know if maybe you were to say they had to go to the bathroom more often or something like that. Just having fun. Um, Either way, um, however you want to do it. I'm just cures dry mouth. Okay, so then we're going to have office number 3. Um, if this is all research, I think our researchers are going to be in the executive office. Office 3, I think, is going to be our collapsed floor. To level 3 here. All right, and then we're going to go to 4. So we have 4, that very corner office. Um, I think what we'll do is we'll find some more skeletons. Um, and it's going to looks like um, floor employees. Held up in this room. Up in room till death. So essentially, they were just all kind of huddled in there, waiting for someone to kind of rescue them. That just never happened, and it's just gone. So 5 and 6, we're going to put 5 and 6 together. Non-working elevators. Let's see. Trying to think how to say this. I want to have the elevator cars. And I'm going to write it down as cars. I don't know what you would actually call them. Cars are broken on first floor. Okay, so what this really gives me is this gives me another avenue here. So what I could do here, and we'll get to this when we get to the next level. So sometimes in Fallout, if you notice, you kind of skip some levels. So this gives us an opportunity to kind of skip some levels. So it's harder to do in a computer simulation compared to like a role-playing game like this. So if I want to, I can have them get up to the 3rd floor and maybe just get out to here, but everything else is all kind of demolished from the floor above it. So you could get from the elevator from the 3rd floor to maybe the 5th floor. And then the 5th floor could be a regular floor, and you could finish it off that way. Or however you want to do it. Maybe they got maybe you get to the 5th floor and it goes up a couple more floors. These are just ideas, just having fun with everything. But either way, on this little map, everything's going to be kind of. I'm going to leave this open just because, just making it a little easier, a little bit more on the simple side here. But it's something you could throw in there. So now, if they want to get all the way up there, maybe there's a gang up there, maybe there's ghouls up there that have been kind of holed up, and maybe they're still trying to run the rest of the atomic bubblegum. We'll get there when we get there, and we'll have some fun with this here. Okay, so 7, we have that corner where the tank is kind of holding the corner down. So what we're going to do here is we're going to have another like a test office, empty test office. Broken computer. All right, then 8. So let's see. Now we had a stockpile here, and we did test there. We'll have a test there. Let's see. We'll have mole rats, or did we want to do mole rats, or did we want to do the red roaches? I'm trying to go back on my list of things here, because that's the whole thing to just kind of keep in mind. I mean, what do we want in here? Yeah, we just had Mr. Handies and rad roaches. So let's do that. We'll throw in some rad roaches. 3 rad roaches. And let's see. destroyed, stockpile. Alright, so that takes care of 8. 9 was our entrance. If my pen wants to write, from first floor. Wow, this pen is just having a lot of issues here. All right, and then we're going to flip on over to 10 here. Okay, so 10 is going to be another test room. All right, and this one we're going to have someone to talk to, because remember what I was saying last time is, you know, the group I'm playing with, they wanted to have like speech checks and stuff like that going on. So we're gonna have a sleeping H-O-U sleeping ghoul. And we're gonna call Max. Sleeping ghoul Max. Let's see. Let's have them hooked up the machines. Keeping him asleep. Alright, so here we have somebody that, kind of like the main character out of Fallout 4, he's hooked up to machines or whatever. He's been turned into a ghoul, so the machines have been kind of keeping him asleep, and unfortunately he's been turned into a regular ghoul. So it's not like he's feral, he's not going to lash out at anyone, but he's just going to be kind of just there sleeping, and they can wake him up, and whatever your characters decide to do with him, you know, he can do. Alright. And then we're going to have 11. So this is our executive office, but for us this will be the test conference room. All right, so of course we're going to want computers. But we want 4 computers. 4. Only one's going to work. Let's see. Now we had done the Peach. Our Peach trial is going to be terminated. Need cleaning crew. All right, and then let's see. What else did we have here? We had the office that everybody was in. Oh, okay. So let's throw in here that orange, ENGE trial to begin. And if I'm kind of on the cord here, so if the camera shakes, I do apologize. Begin. Let's see, what else do we want? And you could throw whatever else out here. Mixed berry. To start. All right, so just throwing out some other flavors. Just as they're looking through or whatever else, they can find some of this stuff. All right, so now we're done with their second floor. Oops, hold on. Main areaway. Main room. Let's see. We're going to have a Mr. Handy out here. Let's see. Mr. Handy's going to look for cleaning. It's going to be looking for cleaning supplies. IES. All right. Let's see. He's going to be friendly. And let's see. Now we did 8. 8 was the rad roaches, right? 8 rad roaches. Okay. And this one's going to warn about room 8. Alright, so it's a nice friendly Mr. Handy because, if you've gone through all your security and everything else, this is not a security droid or robot. This is just, a cleaning robot. So, just saying, hey, watch out for room 8, but real friendly, looking for cleaning supplies, just still trying to clean everything up after everyone else, still trying to maintain things. We'll just kind of go from there. Okay. So now we have level 3. All right. So, and again, we're gonna go straight on through. So room 1. Now we came up through room 3, I believe. Yep, room 3. Okay. So what we're going to do is kind of what I was saying before. All this is going to be kind of destroyed. Everything's going to be collapsed down. So we can get into these and then just here, just to sneak through. Everything else is going to be kind of collapsed. And then I'm going to let them get over to the elevators. So, so this will be nice and easy. And maybe if you want, then you can kind of flip this over. So if this is 3 force collapsed, then when they get up, they can get up to 5, and then you could even just hit that side, and then you can go up to 7, and then 7 would be a whole thing. So if you want this to seem like it's a really big city, we could do all that. But for now, we'll just say that we're going to do this. I'm just going to keep it kind of simple. We're just going to do this, and then what we're going to do is 4 is going to be collapsed. We'll get up to 5. 5 will be our last floor for us, and we'll just go from that point on. So room 1. Now what are we going to do with this floor? Now this is a very marginal floor. Just trying to think what we want to put in here. Kind of thinking of an idea what I want for the 5th floor. So I don't think we're going to get very many people in here, but here. Room 1 is going to be a storage of foodstuffs. Okay. So we will have meat. Cooking or meat. Yeah, cooking supplies. Okay. Alright, and then we're going to get to 2. And 2 will be... essentially what I'm going to turn this into is kind of like a storage. So this building can be like a small little mini city in a way, I guess I'll say it in that regard. All right, so essentially this floor is nothing but just like some storage stuff. So 2 we will have storage of fabric, which will just kind of throw people off a little bit. 3 is our entrance. 3. Second floor. And 4, we're going to go, that'll just be just trying to think of what, here, how about, like cubicle panels. Stockpile. All right. So we want 5 and 6. 6. Open and empty. With ladders. Oops. Trying to have ladders, not labbers. And then 8 through 10 are gone. 8 through 10, yeah. Are crushed from falling floor. Oops, I should probably do 8 through, well, 11 empty. Alright, so that's really going to be all of this floor. This is just going to be kind of like a little entryway to a stockpile up to our 5th floor. So so for us, 5th, if I can write it right, floor, we're going to call it Cube Town. Okay, so what we're going to do is we're going to kind of say that we have like little cubicle kind of main floor here, or yeah. Cube is a cubicle city. Sleep area. Alright, so number one, what we're going to do here is we're going to have some different shops, and it's just going to be, so one is going to be Jasper's Noodles. Two, so we got food. Let's see. You know, the whole thing is with our security downstairs on the first floor, and anyone getting through all that should be able to get up here without, or you know, essentially you're being let in, and it's trying to keep this as a private thing. So the big question I'm going to throw out to you, and however you want to do this, you can always just modify any of these for anything else you want. Are you going to be looking for like a weapon shop or just a repair? So this number two is going to be Harvey's repair shop. But if you want to swap that out for, say, like Harvey's Gun Emporium or Armor or something, essentially all he's going to do is he's going to repair and put mods in for you and all that stuff. And we'll just kind of go from there. Let's see, 3 and 4. Is going to be Manny's Pub. 5 and 6, or elevator. So I'm going to skip 5 and 6. We're going to go over to 7. It's going to be L's Clothing. 8. And you could have these as either ghouls or you could have them as regular people. So I'm just leaving that open. However you want to do it, however you want to populate this, just leave it be. You know, this is going to be like a small little town here. This is, you know, just trying to get through this. It all depends on how you want to run your game. You know, if you want it, because we had a ghoul sleeping downstairs that nobody bothered to even check, you know, maybe it's ghouls up here. All right, 8, we're going to have the Atomic Gum Store. And with the Atomic Gum, if you want to give it any of the properties, you know, just come up with flavors. I don't, you know, it doesn't matter what it is. Give it, you know, some of the abilities that some of the other stuff has. If you want to do, like the cherry, like a cherry gum or a watermelon gum, and say that it's like a stim pack, but it only heals, like 2 points or something like that. Go for it. Just have a little, just write up a little roster of whatever it is. I'm just throwing these ideas out. That's the beautiful thing about coming up with these ideas. This is a completely off the wall thing. So we have atomic gum. Maybe they're taking some of the chemicals from some of the stim packs and throwing it in on some of the things, trying to flavor it this way or that way, whatever. Let's see. So 9 is going to be our med clinic. And in 10 is going to be if we got a medical clinic, let's get I don't know. We'll do a security office. And last but not least, 11 is going to be our town hall. And that's going to finish this off. So with the town hall, I mean, the mayor could be living somewhere out here or whatever, but that's just where they meet for their town hall. And we're just going to finish it off with that. So this gives a, something to have here. If the characters want to turn this kind of into a base or something, if you want to knock off the security office and possibly give if you want to give them a possibility of having a home or maybe a home in here, that would work as well. It's just ideas to throw out here. That's really what this exercise is to do. Give people an idea. I know there's a lot of people out there, they probably have a lot better ideas, but for people that are starting off or just wanting to look for some other ideas to come up with, this is a wonderful thing to do. So with that, I do have to kind of get going here. But I think we've got roughly about a 40-minute video on just coming up with a couple floors, which does work pretty good. Hopefully this gives you ideas for your own games. Hopefully, I've been kind of helpful with all that. I do appreciate you stopping by and visiting today. I hope you have a wonderful day. I'll see you in the next video.